Hey, Phantomaniacs! Welcome to the newest unboxing here on the Needless Things YouTube channel. Yeah, basically had to set this up and just decide, well, here we go. Because you're seeing, obviously, more of the workbench than you normally see. My normal camera setup, which is just off screen right here, isn't high enough to get this whole box in. So this is what I decided to do, and I'm going to work around my tripod situation here, and I think still be able to do this. But this is a big figure that I had to review. It ended up being part of my top 10 of 2023 because my wife is very, very good at keeping track of Super 7. That's the one thing that out of all the stuff that I collect, she knows what's up. She knows what I want. She knows they're essentially my favorite toy company, but she's got a pretty good grasp on what I have from Super 7 and what I don't. And every year at Christmas, she manages to surprise me with some new Super 7 thing. And this year, it was this creature from the Black Lagoon that I knew was coming, but I had no idea it was going to be potentially here in time for Christmas. And here it is. I didn't have time to get it into the schedule before 2023 ended, but it like I said, it did make it onto my 2023 top 10 list, which you can see right here on the Needless Things YouTube channel. So this is the full review. I talked about it a little bit then. This is the full-on review of this incredible toy. So we're looking at, look, Super 7 does what they do. Let's try this. Let's do a little prop up here so we can maybe see the box a little better. There we go. That's all right. I thought that would work better. Oh, there. Okay. We've got some glare going on, but you can still see the graphics of the box art. Nobody else does quite what Super 7 does. And what Super 7 does, they're the best they are at what they do. Much like Wolverine, like when they decide to do an artistic, retro-styled thing, they pull out all the stops and deliver what is a high-end product every single time. I know people like to talk about their pricing. I know people talk about quality control on certain lines, whatever, but for my money, Super 7 delivers the most joy of any toy company. And this Super Cyborg Gill-Man, the X-ray action figure, is no exception. The packaging is absolutely... Oh my gosh. I love this. All right. We're going to take a closer look at the packaging. You can see you've got the classic Creature from the Black Lagoon logo. 7 points of articulation. Now, there's no doubt in my mind they're going to do like a glow-in-the-dark version of this. They will almost certainly do a translucent version of this because they've done that with their other Super Cyborgs. Like, it's an easy... You don't just get one use out of the tooling, you know what I mean? So, and I don't know if I'd go for a translucent, but a glow-in-the-dark, I'll double dip for sure. But just look at this gorgeous package art, this nice matte finish on the packaging, very classy, very vintage. On the side of the box, instruction panel. Set includes Creature from the Black Lagoon Super Cyborg, 3 removable X-ray panels, discover secrets of an ancient creature, and then activate strange anatomy. Like, this is... You can't throw this box out. And you guys know me, I don't keep packaging. It's just not something I do. But when Super 7 does something like this, for instance, I've got their Super Cyborg bat. You can see the review of that, which I don't remember exactly how I reviewed that one. That review is here on the channel, and I put it back in the box and have it on display with my G.I. Joe stuff. And then I don't know what I'm going to do with this one. The box is so beautiful. It's part of the experience of the toy to me. Whereas in most cases, packaging is just packaging and gets thrown out. But this is all part of it. This is part of what I'm buying from Super 7. New species discovered. Location, Amazon jungle. Remove 3 X-ray panels to examine strange anatomy. I mean, this is all the art is gorgeous. It's executed to perfection. And then down here, you've got a little bio. Released in 1954, this American film follows a group of scientists who encounter a strange amphibious humanoid in the mysterious waters of the Amazon. Now, if you have not seen this movie, I'm not judging you for that, because it's an old black and white movie, and not everybody wants to watch old black and white movies. It's just a fact. But this movie is legit excellent. It's not like good for an old movie. It's not a good-looking monster for the time. It holds up 100%. The movie's fantastic. The creature suit is the greatest creature suit or monster suit ever made. It just is. And then on the back, I'm not going to run through everything, but just look at the way they've presented all of the features of the Gill-Man. I mean, this is a flawless execution. It just is. So now let's take a look at the figure inside. One thing I do kind of wish Super 7 would do, and I'm a little surprised that they don't, oh, and this plastic. This is solid plastic. This is not gonna, like, a golf tee's not gonna hit this and puncture it when you've got it in storage. Like, this is solid, good stuff. NECA, you know, gives credit for all of the artists that work on their stuff. Super 7 doesn't do that, and that's a little surprising to me, and I'm sure there's a reason for it. And the reason may start with an M and rhyme with honey, but I don't know. This is thick cardboard. You can see over here at the joiner, where it joins right there. Very thick, high-quality cardboard. So again, this is part of the experience to me from Super 7. I'm going to try my best to get this out of here without damaging anything. This is beautiful. Nice blue background. Really makes the colors of the Gill-Man pop. And then you've got a little seaweed behind him, it looks like. Now, where we might run into some trouble, I'm going to have to cut through the wires. Because the only way to avoid cutting through the wires is to pull the plastic tray off of the cardboard backing, which I don't want to do. So if I do decide to put this back in the box, and this is what I did with the bat, I'm going to have to just sort of push the wires in a little bit. So what I'm going to do to cut through these, oh, and we've also got my favorite, our plastic tabs. But those will be easy enough to cut through, and I think are there more for shipping than for actually sort of preserving the integrity of the box. Because I gotta think, oh, sorry, I'm gonna bump my camera, it's gonna happen. I would think friction will hold these parts in place. Yes, those snap into place, so you can pull those out. Look at that face. Don't worry, we'll take a closer look at everything here. And then we were left with a couple of wires that I am going to snip as close to where they go into that plastic tray as I can. Oh, man. I might have to get a different tool here. Gosh, that is not cutting through those. Let's see. Have to go old school. If you were watching the Needless Things YouTube channel when it started a few years ago, you know the old fingernail clippers were my solution. And sometimes they are still the best solution. So just, if you think you might want to redisplay this, although it's seeming like he might be kind of snug in there. Just make sure the wire doesn't fall down into the plastic. Oh, we've got another plastic tab over here on the hand. Get through that. And then trying to figure out the best spot. There we go. Ah, nope, I can't get to it from there. We might have a problem on this one. Let me see if I can get the Gill-Man out of here now. Okay, Gill-Man is out. So now I can get in here and really get down next to those wires. And like I said, I want to cut them as close to the plastic tray as I can. Because, as a matter of fact, you know what? I wonder if I can get away with not cutting that one. No, it's around with the way the hips go out. That's not going to work. So, okay. So the reason I did that way is I can actually pull. You can see in there where the wire's knotted in the back. So what I'll do if I want to display this in the box, I'll pull this all the way up, and then I'll be able to tuck it back in and just kind of fake it out. That's what I did with the bat. You can see the seaweed in the background has a nice kind of 50s vibe to it. Very Derek Yaniger looking artwork. But that's enough of the packaging. As beautiful as it is, let's get down to business with this gorgeous toy. So, our creature stands 11 inches tall. For a little size reference, there's my 00 Snake Eyes. You can see he's a big boy. I would love it if Super 7 did more Super Cyborgs that are like scaled to go with their reaction figures and stuff. You can get a nice Super 7 Cyborg Optimus Prime that looks pretty good standing next to G.I. Joe reaction figures. Now, of course, they've got the other larger size ones as well. So we're going to pop all these pieces on. And figure out exactly how this works. Oh, wow. Ooh, that's concerning. I'll save that arm for a minute. Okay, so our chest. Whoop, don't stomp the arm. This is a different angle for me. So if you can see up at the top here, there are tabs that slide into the shoulders that keep everything in place. And it takes a little doing to get those placed correctly. There we go. So now our torso is slotted in. Everything lines up nice and smooth. Looks great. Got the face. Just frictions right into place there. Oh my gosh, this is beautiful. Now the arm, which I'm not going to lie, I'm a little worried about. If you can see, there's some slots here. I'm going to slide in there. And it did not seem to be working particularly well before. And I wonder if I might have to apply some heat to get this to sit the way it's supposed to. It looks like one of the pieces is warped, because that is not sliding home. And that hand, yeah, that hand doesn't turn. I mean, that's pretty warped for that to be, though. Man, I hope this is not falling out of my... So, I said this made it into the top 10 of 2023. And that was based purely off of just sort of my experience with these in the past. But if this arm doesn't fit on, then I misspoke, and this will not be on my top 10 of 2023, which, as of this review, I haven't shot it yet. All right, I'm going to stop for a minute. I'm going to heat this up. This is a softer PVC. The rest of this figure is kind of a rigid ABS, as it should be. But this visible portion here is a softer PVC, and it seems like maybe the hand should bend down a little bit more. Oh, you know what? I think that may have been seated a little high. Hang on, let me try this again. Okay, yeah. It's not totally fixed yet, but that hand, where you can see the wrist joint right here where it joins, that fin was above. The hand just wasn't pushed down far enough in the assembly, but now it's getting a lot closer to fitting. Oh, look at this. Now, is this going to stay in place? So much plastic creaking, I hate it. But if it all works, it all works. There we go. Okay. So if you decide to order this creature, just be aware that you may have to futz around with that hand a little bit to get that arm piece in place. So there we go. So this is, and yeah, there's a little seam here, but this is, look, this is how these are constructed. This is a vintage style toy. I'm actually blown away that the seams aren't visible on the torso. Get a little bit on the face there, but this is the toy in creature mode. Normally I would do a zoom. Hang on, let me do a little camera adjustment here. See if I can get to my zoom. There we go. Okay, so let's do a zoom in to look at the detail. All right. So you can see the way the paint is done. Again, that vintage style. The bright greens really work nicely with the yellows. That is a classic vintage style creature face. It looks just absolutely fantastic. On the back, you've got the sculpted fins. Articulation at the legs, which is kind of pointless, but is just... Again, it's what this product is. It's just like having some visible seams, like it's part of the vintage toy look of this product. And I'm actually really impressed with how snugly this is on now, and the fact that it's staying on. All of these pieces are staying in place. All the sculpted detail of the scales. The paint is beautiful. There is those feet, those vicious claws on the toes and on the hands. So now let's take a look at the X-ray feature. So that, you can see, that face portion just pops right off. And we get the hideous skull and fleshy under anatomy, I guess, of the Gill-Man. Just beautiful sculpt and paint. Just the weirdest old school science fiction toy vibes. And then that handpiece is going to pop back off. And you can see, and this is a cool feature because the fossil of the creature's hand is one of the key plot elements of the movie. So the fact that we have that revealed here is a nice touch. You can see all the musculature, the bones. And then finally, our big reveal, the guts of the creature with the stomach with little bones and all kinds of like bizarre stuff floating around in there. the intestines. Look, this is educational, right? This is an educational toy. Every child should have one of these. We get the lungs. Very healthy. Look how pink those lungs are. He is a very healthy fish man. This is incredible. So, there it is. When you're putting the torso back on, start at the shoulders. Get those popped into place, and then the rest snaps in. Face goes right back on easily enough. And then, again, our hand piece that is a little more challenging to get seated correctly. But with a little bit of work, and again, the interior, the bones, this is a softer plastic. So this does push down to accommodate the shape of the PVC, or I'm sorry, ABS plastic of this top portion. You know, I'm saying ABS. Maybe it's just a super hard PVC. I don't think so. I think it is ABS, but I am not a plasticologist. I just know that ABS I tend to think of as being the harder, more rigid plastic, and the PVC is the more malleable, bendy plastic that most modern toys are made of. So, there he is. A work of art. A thing of beauty. Super 7 Super Cyborg X-ray action figure creature from the Black Lagoon. I love it. I think it's fantastic. This is the kind of thing that floats my boat, that puts a little pep in my step, and that brings me joy every time I walk by the toy shelf. I love it. And it did indeed stay on. Oh, look at that. Almost missed the neck articulation. Fantastic. It will indeed be on my Best of 2023 video, which you've already seen. So, good job there. Like, subscribe, share, tell your friends about Needless Things. And until next time, remember, I am just a creature who features in a film.
Smash that like button if you like Needless Things.